Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back on a Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm going to give you guys my top 5 tips when it comes to Season 8. And the 5 tips that I'm going to be showing you guys in this video are tips that I use every single game. So these are very practical things you would use every single game, and it's really going to help you guys out improve as a player and as well get more wins here in Season 8. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you need to do is to drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on my notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, make sure you guys have me added and supported as a creator. All you need to do this is go over to the item shop, hit X, go to support a creator, and then type in my code, and my code is Young Humor. And once you type that in, all you have to do is accept it, and you will have me added and supported as a creator. So make sure you guys do that. It really does help me out. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to give you guys my top 5 tips that you guys need to know for Season 8 if you want to become a really good player and just overall dominate and win a lot of games here for Season 8. And so the first tip that I want to give you guys, and of course there is a lot of tips or a lot of other tips that I wanted to show in this video, but these really just are my top 5 that came into my head when I thought of Season 8. And so the first one is going to be kind of a bit of a classic one, and is basically using the Qwark to get across the map quickly. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this. So the first off to start off with, and when you're using the quad crasher, there's 2 different ways you can use the boost, and you can either use half the boost or you can use the full boost. And so to use half the boost, all you do, for me, I'm on Xbox controller, so I hit the left bumper once and then it goes to half boost. But if I hold down the left bumper all the way, then it's going to use full boost. So in case you guys didn't know, so basically if you just tap it, it uses half boost, and if you hold it, it uses the full boost. So that's pretty much just how it works. And when you're going up the ramp, one thing that can happen is if you get a really bad start on it, you can roll up the ramp really slow. And if you ever roll up the ramp slow when you're going on a quad crasher, you're not going to be able to do this. So you definitely want to back up a little bit and get yourself a little bit of speed. And once you're going for this, one thing to keep in mind is when you're going for the liftoff. So basically when you use your first boost, is you don't want to use your boost when you're going up the ramp for the first time. You want to use your first boost after you already went over the top of the ramp, and then that's exactly when you want to use your first boost. And to hold it up in the air, it's pretty simple to do once you get it down. All you want to do for this is pretty much, as you guys can see, I'm going to turn my angle a little bit. You guys can see I have to keep my quad crasher vertical, and not really vertical, it has to be kind of in an upwards motion. If you ever tilt it to parallel or you tilt it sideways, then you're going to come down every single time. So in order to keep it up, I don't really know how else best to explain it, but as you guys can see, I'm kind of in that upwards motion, and you have to keep it like that if you want to stay up in the air. And I'm going to show it one more time just in case it might have been a little bit confusing, because my first time learning this, it probably took me a good hour or so to get it down. So it really isn't the hardest thing to do once you fully understand it, but it might take a little bit of a learning curve to actually start getting it down. But the most important thing really is coming down to is the first time when you use the boost off the ramp, and then just holding it up in the air. And so I'm going to show exactly what I mean by that earlier. So when you're coming off the ramp, you don't want to use any boost while you're going up, and you only want to use the first boost after you already go over and then you start to tilt back a little bit. That is when you want to use that first boost like I just did right there. And then every boost after that, you pretty much lean forward a little bit and then you boost and you go up. But when you lean forward, you don't want to lean more forward than what I'm doing right here. And if you lean too far forward, then your car is going to go down every single time. And if it starts to go down a little bit, then you're not going to be able to pick yourself back up. And then you're going to have to start over again, build yourselves up a few ramps, or use anything in game that can kind of give yourself a little bit of a lift. And so here we have the second tip that I want to show you guys. And like I said at the beginning, all of these tips that I'm showing you guys in this video are going to be tips that I'm using every single game, and that's why I think they're the most important for learning how to improve at this game and becoming very dominant in Season 8. But it's being able to go above your ramp, take a shot, and then place your floor panel to catch yourself. And this is a super effective, super good technique, and for a lot of reasons too. I think I've talked about this quite a bit in my videos just because it really is that important. But when I'm doing this, and I mentioned this in my previous video when I went over shotgun accuracy tips, and so when you're doing this, you really don't want to go for too many flick shots because it's really going to be messing up your aim. So when you're going for this, you want to kind of have a steady shot, because even you don't really need to flick shot at all because the player's going to be right below you, and if you're able to hit them, most of the time you're going to be able to get headshots. Just because from that angle, they're going to be directly below you, and then from their perspective, you're going to be directly above them. So it's going to be pretty easy to get headshots. So you really don't need to go for flick shots too often on those kind of shots. It's really going to mess up your aim. And as long as you can hit your shots, you're going to be hitting for a decent amount of damage. And when you're going for the shot, one thing that's really also important to mention is it really isn't the best interest to try to go for that shot if they're more than like 2 stories below you. And the reason being, you're not going to be hitting for very much damage at all. You're better off just using your shotgun. But if they're just 1 story to maybe 2 stories, then you're definitely want to be using this. And the reason being, you're going to be hitting for a lot more damage, because anywhere further than that, then you're not going to be doing too much. And on top of that, you're going to be able to keep your high ground every single time when you're going for the shot if you can pull it off correctly in game. And you're going to see me do this every single game in every single one of my gameplays, because it really is just that important and really is just that effective. And for the third tip that I have in this video, and this is something that I've been doing for multiple seasons that really is important and something that everyone needs to have down for a lot of reasons. So say you're on high ground, say maybe you're in a build fight, or you just need to get down from high ground. So as you can see, I'm building up, and once I'm getting up to the top, that's exactly when I want to use it. Because say you're in a situation where you're getting shot out, maybe you just want to get down really quickly, you're getting sprayed, whatever the case may be, and you want to drop really quickly. So you want to do something like this, where you turbo build your walls and then you place a stairs, or you can also place a floor, depending on which one you want to use. And this is something that's super effective and really is the fastest way to get down from high ground, or just get down from your builds. You can get down within a matter of seconds, and it's going to be very difficult for other players to shoot you out if you could just drop down that quickly, because even if they shoot you out, it's not going to make that big of a deal, because you're already going to be on low ground, you know, not being able to take fall damage because you dropped down far enough not to take any. And this build is super easy to do, and for those of you guys who don't already know how to do this, the best tip I can give you guys is you want to look straight down. And if you look straight down, you're going to be able to turbo build, because maybe probably one of the most common issues I see when going for to do this is just that the builds are placing incorrectly, and the best way to fix this is just to look directly down when you're building, and you're going to be able to do it every single time. Very simple and very easy build to do that a lot of you guys are going to be able to master very quickly. And for the fourth tip I have in this video, and since there is shield per kill, the best tip I can give you guys when it comes to the early game and being able to dominate in the early game very easily is, instead of landing on shield, and that's what I used to recommend a lot, is just trying to find the next shield, try to find any sort of heals, and that's going to be your go-to. Instead, what I would recommend is trying to find guns off the spawn, and specifically pump shotguns, because I just feel like I'm not able to find pump shotguns pretty much at all off spawn. So if you find a pump shotgun on a roof, that is going to be the go-to roof to go to, because it's going to set you up a huge advantage against other players who don't have a shotgun in the early game. And if it comes to any other weapon that you might see, I would also recommend trying to land on an SMG, because the SMG is very good close range, and you're going to be able to do a lot of damage very quickly. And so the main building that I land at when I come to tilted is going to be the middle building right here in the middle. And one thing that I do is when I'm landing, not only am I looking for shotguns maybe on the roof or on the side, but I'm also kind of looking through the windows, and that's going to play an important role when I'm going to pick up the weapons. Because I've had games where I've seen weapons on top, maybe like an SMG or maybe something that's not really that good. But as I'm coming down, I look through a window and I see a pump shotgun in one of the corners inside of the building. Instead, I'm going to go inside of the building and grab that pump shotgun that I seen, just because I look through the window instead of just looking on the top or the side. So when you're going for the landing location, try to pick somewhere where you can get a good gun off spawn, specifically the pump shotgun. And on top of that, also look through windows. You might be able to find shield, and you might be able to find other guns as well that you might need. And the last tip I'm going to give you guys in this video, and this is something that you guys should carry every single game, and this is my personal opinion, and I really think this is a major factor on the reason why I'm able to drop so many high kills, and as well just being able to stay alive longer. So every single game I carry some sort of movement, whether that be launch pads, gliders, or maybe even a rift to go. And the reason being is I can use those kind of items to challenge a lot more people quickly, and as well to get out of situations where I might be getting screwed over. Maybe I'm losing the gunfight, getting tagged for a lot, and I need to move. Or maybe even if I'm challenging a build fight and I get shot down, I can use my gliders to come down. And with my launch pads, I usually use launch pads the most when I'm trying to avoid getting tagged in a storm. So maybe if I'm in a storm fight and you have another team pushing me and I really just need to get out of that and go to the next zone, then I'm going to use a launch pad to do so. So carrying some sort of movement with you all game is going to be a key factor in helping you guys win more games. And with that being said, that's wrap up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys liked it. And if you could, drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my notifications so you're notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.